Om Shri Sai Ram Prashnottara Vahini by Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba, Chapter 10, Brahma Vidya and Women. Question: You are talking of strict regimen. Men too should follow this, is it not? Answer: Of course, they too are flesh and blood, bone and marrow. They too are afflicted with illness. Each and every person who is afflicted with birth and death and suffering from this cycle is in need of this medicine, and whoever helps himself to this treatment has to follow the regimen too. Man or woman, whoever neglects the regimen cannot get rid of the illness. Men cannot afford to say that they are free from it. They have to stick to it closely and observe it strictly. Even if they have had Brahma Upadesham, if they are devoid of virtues like Sama and Dama, they cannot save themselves whether they are men or women. Question: But then, Swami, why do many scholars, learned in the Shastras, declare that women have no right for acquiring Brahma Vidya? What is the reason? Answer: There is no reason at all in declaring that women are not entitled to Brahma Vidya. Vishnu Murti taught Bhudevi the glory of the Gita. Parameshwara taught Parvati the Brahma Tattva through the Guru Gita. That is what the Guru Gita means when it says Parvati Uvacha. What do these words mean? Besides, Ishvara initiated Parvati into Yoga Shastra and Mantra Shastra. The Brihadranayaka Upanishad mentions that Yajnavalka taught Maitreyi this very same Brahma Vidya. This is a well-known fact. Now, you can yourself judge and draw your own conclusion whether women are entitled to Brahma Vidya or not. Question: There are some others, Swami, who declare that women are not entitled to Brahmacharya and Sannyasa. Is it true? Do the Vedas prohibit it? Answer: The Vedas have two sections, Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. The Karma Kanda is for beginners, for the undeveloped, and the Jnana Kanda is for the more advanced, the developed intelligences. There is no reference to men or women in connection with these. The beginners are worldly. How can they understand the immortal message of the Jnana Kanda about the Atma? In the Brihadranayaka, we have mention of Gargi and Maitreyi, who shine in the spiritual splendor of Brahmacharya and Sannyasa. In the Mahabharata also, we have Subha Yogini and other women who are ideal women full of virtue. Question: Can women win Brahma Jnana even while leading the householder's life? Answer: And why not? Madalasa and others were able to get Brahma Jnana while in the Grihastha stage of life, the householder status. You must have heard of these from the Yoga Vashishta and the Puranas, how they attain the height of auspiciousness, Brahma Jnana itself. Then again, do not the Upanishads declare that Katyayani, Sarangi, Sulabha, Vishwaveda and others were adepts in Brahma Jnana? Question: Swami, are there any women who have attained Brahma Jnana while in the Grihastha stage and who attained it while in the Sannyasa stage, or any who realized it while in the Vanaprastha stage? Are there women who got it in the Brahmacharya stage of life? Answer: Do not think that there are no women who have realized Brahma Jnana while in any one of these stages. Chudala attained it while a Grihastha. Sulabha Yogini won it while a Sannyasini. Maitreyi attained it while in Vanaprastha stage of life. and Gargi got it in the Brahmacharya stage. There were other great women of Bharat who have achieved this height. Why? There are even today many who are of this great category. I simply mentioned some 4 names because you come up with that question now. So do not in the least lose enthusiasm. There is no need for loss of heart. Question: when we have so many examples of women who have attained Brahma Jnana, how is it that so many argue against it? Why do they impose limitations on women? Answer: it is sheer absurdity to deny women the right to earn Brahma Jnana. But in worldly matters, it is necessary that some limitations are respected by them. They are laid down only in the interest of dharma and for loka kalyana, for the sake of the upkeep of morals and for social health in the world. Women have to be bound by them. They are too weak to maintain certain standards of life and discipline. They have some natural handicaps. That is the reason for these limitations. This does not mean any fundamental inferiority. Why even Pandits and men learned in the Shastras acquire their jnana through the reverential homage they pay to the feminine deity Saraswati, the patron deity of Vidya as well as of wealth and jnana are all 3 feminine. They are Saraswati, Lakshmi and Parvati. Even in customary correspondence, when women are addressed, they are referred to as Tu, who is equal to Lakshmi, etc. You always speak of Mata, Pita, Gauri, Shankara, Lakshmi, Narayana, Sita, Rama, Radha, Krishna, etc. The feminine name comes first and then the masculine. From this itself, you can gather how much reverence is paid to women here. Question: the distinction between man and woman, do you condemn it in the Mithya Jnana or do you value it as Atma Jnana? Answer: my dear fellow, the Atma has no such distinction. It is eternally conscious, pure, self-effulgent. So, it can only be Mithya Jnana. It can never be Atma Jnana. It is a distinction based on the Upadhi, the mask, the limitation. The Atma is neither masculine, feminine or neuter. It is the form that limits and deludes and that wears the names. Jai Sai Ram.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ